This would take place after the hotel fiasco. Now, Lucifer was at the hotel by the time this happened, but we'll say this happened later for the sake of the story. As Blitz went on trial, Charlie would actually be there, as Lucifer told Charlie that she needed to be there more, that Charlie was building up reputation with her hotel. But the other overlords and the other, princes didn't really know a lot about her, so she needed to prove herself. As she was at the meeting, she stood in Lucifer's place, as Satan wouldn't talk all the trash that he did before about him owning the imps and creating them, but he would still talk some trash. As then he ended up cuffing Blitz and in his mouth so he couldn't talk, as Satan would say, "Well, I think we've heard enough." Charlie would say, "You barely let him talk at all. For a fair child, we should let him talk at least." As Charlie would make the thing on his mouth disappear. As this really ticked off Satan and a lot of the other higher-ups, but Charlie was the princess, so they went along with it. As she unchained Blitz would say, "Thank you, princess," as he would try to tell the story of what would happen and try to say that he wasn't really, trying to kill Stolas. As Blitz looked like he was hiding something, as Charlie would start to walk towards Blitz, and Satan would say, "What are you doing? You love him, don't you?" Blitz would look at Charlie confused. "Love? What are you talking about?" Charlie would say, "I know you didn't plot to kill Stolas. I know you didn't use him because you were in love." As Satan would say, "I've heard enough." Blitz would say, "Please show them your love. Show them how much you care." Charlie would start to sing, "Show them your love. Show them what you mean." As Blitz would look down, as he didn't want to perish. He didn't want to suffer, so he would start to sing. As he would start to sing how he loved Stolas, and that this couldn't have happened. As Satan would say, "Well, that's beautiful, but I think we should put it to a vote. Who should put him to death anyway, just to get it over with?" As a lot of them raised their hand, Charlie would say, "Oh Lord, I hate this place." As suddenly Stolas would bust in. Stolas would then start to sing just like in canon, as he would sing about how much he cared about Blitz. And he would sing about how Blitz wouldn't be smart enough to do this, how he must have been the mastermind. Just like in canon, Stolas would be cast away, but Charlie had another idea. What if he was on probation and worked for me? Satan would say, "Works for me. 100 years in the hotel or whatever, working." As Charlie would say, 100 years, I don't know. As in they all left, Charlie would sigh and say, "I could have controlled that better." "Well, time for you to work with me." Stolas would say, "Thank you, Charlie." As in Stolas and Blitz would look at each other as they would hug each other. As Stolas would then look at Blitz, as Blitz would say, "Could I see Stolas when he works for you?" "Of course you can. I'll never keep love apart." Blitz would say, "I don't know. I heard everything, Blitz." And Stolas would then kiss Blitz as he smiled. As then he would walk off with Charlie and go to the hotel, as he would start his work there. As Stolas walked in, Alistair would start to laugh at him. As Alistair would say, well, what's the news? Funny. A great prince forced to work here for low-life sinners. How hilarious. Do you really think you can redeem us? Or are you just here because you're forced to? Ha, I guess it doesn't really matter. As then, Charlie would say, Alistair, stop it. Stop it right now. That's not very nice. As Charlie would say, I'm so sorry. Alistair would then say, oh, come on, it's just a little laugh. He likes it, right? Stolas would say, yeah, a little laugh, as he would sigh and walk up to his room. He lost his powers as he was on probation. He was going to have to work for Charlie for quite a while. This made Stolas angry, but he would get through it. As Stolas went into his room and started packing everything up, he heard a knock on the door. As he opened it, it was Angel. He would say, hey, I heard you were a prince. You know, I've never really done it with royalty before. Stolas would say, I'm flattered, but come on now, I heard about Blitz, but I'm a movie star. Don't you want to have a bit of fun? Stolas would then start to be tempted, but he would say, no, I have my heart for someone else. Angel would say, you're no fun, but you're a good guy, as he walked away. As a few days passed, Stolas stayed depressed. He couldn't leave the hotel without Charlie or Vaggie accompanying him, as he was stuck there. His daughter would visit him time to time, which would make him happy, but nothing really came to fruition until a month came by and Blitz visited. as he brought a gift to Stolas. As Blitz opened the door with a pink present, Stolas would hug him and say, "Where have you been, Blitzy? I missed you. Oh my god, I've been so alone." As he would start to cry, Blitz would say, "I'm sorry, but I've been thinking about this a long time, and well, I'm sorry about how I overreacted later. It's just, every time I've been in a relationship, it's failed. I felt like it was my fault. But now, I want to give us a chance." As Stolas opened the gift, it was a chocolate heart. As Blitz would say, "Will you date me?" As Stolas would say, "That's all I ever wanted to hear." As they hugged and kissed, and even started to make out. As Angel would walk in and say, "Room for one more?" Blitz would then smile, as Stolas would say, "No." Worth a try, as Angel walked away. As Blitz would say, "Are you sure?" "Yes." As then, they continued to share their moment. As days would pass, Stolas would get used to the hotel, but he would have interactions with people. One day, Stolas would go to the bar and see Husk. Husk would then look right at Stolas and say, "So, you're stuck here, huh? I know how it feels." Stolas would say, "What do you mean?" "Alistair owns my soul. I'm not here on purpose." "Oh, you guys own each other's soul. How?" "Wait a second. You're gonna say how barbaric, but then you realize how you built your entire wealth on the class of—" Yes, I get the point," Stolas would say as he sighed. "Can I just have a drink?" Husk would nod as he would give him a drink, as they would start to share their backstories. As Stolas would tell Husk that he never wanted to marry Stella. As Stolas and Husk would talk to each other, Husk would tell him his backstory, and Stolas would start to get a feel for Husk. As then, he would say thank you. As Stolas would help around the hotel would start to improve, as it would get more guests, as even a few years would pass, as Stolas would be doing very well, but he felt like he still couldn't go free. He felt like he was still trapped here. One day, Blitz and Charlie would knock on Lucifer's door. As he opened it, Lucifer opened the door. Blitz and Stolas were both there. Blitz, Stolas, and Charlie. As Lucifer would say, "What's this about?" As Blitz would say, "Please, I want you to pardon my boyfriend. You see, Lucifer would say, "Pardon your boyfriend? What?" Charlie would go, "Well..." Lucifer would say, "Charlie, you have the power to pardon people." "I what?" As Stolas would say, "You had that power the whole effing time." As Blitz and Stolas would start to yell at Charlie, Lucifer would say, "Are you yelling at my daughter?" As they said, No, sir. But very well, I pardon you, Stolas." As suddenly, Stolas felt all the chains from him slowly disappear. As Stolas then hugged Blitz, as Blitz hugged Stolas, they were both free and they could both be together, as they no longer were stuck in that hotel. Well, Stolas was, but Blitz liked seeing Stolas, as suddenly Stolas would go over to Octavia. Octavia would be living on her own at this point, wanting to get away from her mother. As Stolas would knock on the door, Octavia would open it. Octavia would say, "Dad, you're free." As Octavia would look at Stolas, and Stolas would look at her, as they both smiled at each other. As then Stolas would hug Octavius, and Stolas would say, "I am." And me and Blitz, as he held his hand, are together. Octavia would say, "You know, I always thought you would run away with him, but I never thought you would come back." As Stolas would say, "I would never leave you behind." As then Stolas and Octavia would walk inside, as Blitz would too, as they would all spend time as a family. As Octavia began to like her dad more, and Blitz started to like Stolas more, and everything seemed to work out. Good thing Charlie was there. Who knows what would have happened if she wasn't. Suddenly, Stella would burst open the door. As Stella went in, she would say, "What is all this ruckus about? My daughter left me to join her father, who's been pardoned after he committed so many crimes? I tried to let you live. I tried to be nice, but it's over." As Stella would start to laugh, suddenly Stryker would run in. As Stryker would try to pull the trigger, Blitz would get up to start to fight, but suddenly a magic spell would be cast, fall to the floor. As Stryker would hold up his pew-pew and slowly walk towards him and say, "I'm going to enjoy this." Stolas would say, "No, please don't." Stryker would laugh and say, "You really think you can get out of this? Please. It's time I finally..." Suddenly, Stryker would blow up. As then Octavia would fall to the floor. As Lucifer would say, "I followed you guys because I had a bad feeling. Alright, now let's get going." Stella would say, "Lord, As suddenly he would snap his fingers and her mouth would be taped shut. "I'll deal with her." I think I have a fitting punishment in mind. As in, Lucifer would take Stella away. As in, Blitz and Stolas hugged each other and then kissed as they were together forever.
That's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you all enjoyed this video because, I enjoyed making it. This video was definitely fun to make, not going to lie. And yeah, at first I did Lucifer, so I might as well do Charlie because I've seen some cool fan art of Charlie in the chair where Lucifer was going to sit, of her holding Baggy. It was pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty sick. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with all your friends. That means the world for me. If you want to hit that thanks button and donate a little, then go ahead and do it. That would mean a lot to me too. I hope you all are doing well, because I am doing well today. Yesterday was awesome. I actually got a full night of sleep, which I didn't know I could do. So that's impressive, Today, I'm not going to be able to do that, because a lot of stuff happened. Worked a long shift at work today, I'm not gonna lie. One of the longest shifts I had, but hey, it is what it is, right? And besides, I guess it wasn't even that bad, It just happened. It's just me and my boss and stuff. Getting into stuff at work. It's not a big deal, but I don't know. He'll tell me to do something, but in the quietest voice ever. And then when I ask questions about it makes me feel like an idiot. And it's just, and then I just don't know what that guy he's saying half the time. And I'm trying to do that, and then he just says I don't listen. I can't listen when I don't understand what you're saying. And I ask, and you don't answer because you can't hear me because you're halfway across the. It's just dumb. Just dumb stuff. But yeah. That's why YouTube is so great. It helps me escape from the dumb stuff. It helps me escape from the dumb things of the world. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that, because a lot of things here are very dumb. Let's be honest. There's a lot of dumb people everywhere, no matter where you go. But, I don't know. It helps me relax, and making these videos for you guys makes me feel better. And I don't know how you guys feel when you watch these videos. I don't know if you're like, heck yeah, or you're like, eh. Or maybe you just watch them from time to time. Or maybe you're a new viewer. If you are, welcome. I'm glad. I hope this made a good impression. Anyway, I just wanted to say that, and I just wanted to say thank you for coming here. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for experiencing this. Love you. Peace out.